Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Informal back with a new podcast. We are on podcast edition number 13. Wow, I can't believe it's already the 13th edition of Mr. Informal podcast. I hope you are all doing great today. And we got a lot to talk to things about. I'm sorry. We have a lot of topics to cover. Sorry about that. So first and foremost, we have the Givenchy Spring and Summer 2017 fashion show, and I saw it via pictures, and I think the collection is great and it is inspiring. Second thing, a lot of smaller brands, a lot of small businesses are depending on social media for their marketing needs, from Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Vine, goes on and on. Third thing, LVMH, Moet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton just recently bought RIMOWA for over $1 billion. I will get to more specific about that later. The final thing is from factory to the consumer. No more middleman. In terms of fashion, in terms of electronics, in terms of the goods and the items that you purchase from stores, it's going directly from the factory to you. So as you can tell, we have a lot to talk about, and damn, I cannot seem to speak today. But in any case, hopefully it's gonna be a good one, and I will get more specific about this. And so let's start out with the podcast edition number 13 of Mr. Informal. So the first topic is Givenchy's Spring and Summer 2017 Women's Fashion Show. Obviously, Riccardo Tisci is the head designer, creative director, whatever title you want to call him, and his collection is quite a visual experience in terms of colors, designs, patterns, overall presentation, and the look. So first and foremost, let me talk about it. There's this one particular style that you see in the picture, okay? In the middle is we got orange polka dot, black skirt. Underneath that we got another polka dot. Could be a dress. I'm not sure what it is, but it could be a dress or a top or whatever underneath the skirt. So we have a lot of contrasting colors, we got a lot of layering, we got a lot of combinations. It's also with the same with the stripes on the right, and also full layers with colors on the left, which is a black dress. I'm pretty sure that's a dress. And then we go on to the next picture. We see more polka dots, and then on the right we see a suit with big necklaces. And then on the left we got abstract type designs, looks like a striped lace, and more abstract on the top. And then on the third pictures or third slide, we got another polka dot and square, actually no, that's a square or diamond patterns dress. And then we got a solid black dress with colors on the side, and then we got a white dress with pink colors. And then we got the last one, actually no, not the last one, second to last one. We got again abstract colors, abstract dresses with another solid black colors, and then the last slide would be all solid colors with contrasting colors. So first of all, Givenchy is not known to be colorful. I think they are more colorful in terms of print design, not all over print, but a special type of print on a special type of where the location of the garment. So what do I think of Givenchy's? First of all, I like what they're doing for this Spring and Summer 2017. Again, it's colorful. It's actually, how should I say this? I'm thinking of a word. Obviously, it's oh, there we go. It's vibrant. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's fresh, and in terms of the fashion show, it creates a visual presentation. Especially, it creates a visual orgasm, because this is the kind of things I like. Okay, and so that is why I like this particular collection, because it matches a lot of design, colors, prints, patterns, silhouettes, and also the layering. Yes, in terms of practicality, it's not good, but there are certain pieces here that could actually be worn every day. Not only that, depending on where you go or an event, you could pull this off. I'm talking about the ladies, not talking about the men. But yes, it can be pulled up depending on who you are and if you have that confidence within you. And hopefully I'm going to see this in the retail store, and maybe it's just a concept, or because it's not telling me that it's a ready to wear. Some of these pieces will probably fall onto the retail stores or certain boutiques, because not everything will be sold to the consumer. But in terms of concept, design, presentation, you gotta see the pictures to know what I'm talking about here. They're really great. Alright, so on to the next one. So obviously, small businesses, small brands, even larger brands, large conglomerate corporates are depending on social media to be their marketing platform. Meaning, they take pictures, they say, oh, this is what's coming up in the next collection, or this is their new item, their new product, it's a new prototype, to get some hype, to get some buzz. Because marketing 101, I'm sure, hope a lot of you have heard it, any press is good press, whether it be newspaper, magazines, social media, internet, whatever. So, but let me just talk about the small businesses here, the loggers, the vloggers, the bloggers, to those who are making extra money or who are just coming up. Okay, so let's talk about marketing via social media here. A lot of these small businesses are depending on word of mouth. So whether it be, somebody says to somebody and somebody spread it to somebody. But in terms of social media, obviously they take pictures to Instagram saying, oh, this is what I bought. And then they go to Twitter, again, they retweet it. And then they go to Facebook, they tell their family, their friends, oh, I just bought this, I like this, you should check it out. So people see this pictures, they fall in love with it, and then they look in the internet, type it in, or they go to the retail store and they check it out. And then they go to Snapchat, we all know, take a snap, take a picture, share it, like it, dislike it, or whatever. Or we can go to the biggest platform, social media, which is YouTube. They do a review, you watch it, you see the visualization, they review it, you get an idea, and then suddenly people start to like it, millions watch it, and then it spreads like Wi-Fi. And then that's when businesses, notoriety, exposure goes up, goes off the charts. But lately it's been slowing down. I think the slowdown because people have seen it. Is maybe people are getting tired of it. People are on to something new, or maybe they're looking for another thing to look out for, or they're trying to look for the next hype, for the next buzz. But I'm not saying it's slowed down rapidly. I think it's slowing down gradually, slowly. I'll give you an example, okay? Adidas just suddenly announced that the new Yeezy colorway is dropping soon. Suddenly, the whole internet heard about it. It spreads, it gets to the news, gets to the bloggers, to the vloggers, gets to the retail store. Everyone's buzzing. It's anticipation. and then when that time comes, then you know you have a lot of people interested in the product. Now I'm speaking Adidas, who's a big conglomerate, but let's say to those businesses, small businesses, when let's say me, I suddenly saw some random online store, and let's say a leather wallet, I order it and then start to review it via YouTube. Suddenly somebody just stumble upon my video on YouTube, and oh man, you know, this is great, I like this jacket, they like it, they buy another one, and so more reviews come in, people are clamoring for that wallet. Now again, more exposure coming in, and it's great for that brand because business is going up, profit is going up. That means the supply and demand, supply goes up, demand goes up. That means you gotta provide more supplies. So that's great. I think marketing via social media is great, but also I think that you should not be depending on it too much because it can only take you so much. Not only that, again, these are actually consumers who are marketing this. So if you disappoint a consumer, obviously the bad press will spread or will be noticed by other people. And so you just got to be careful that when you are going to market via social media, at least you can back it up in terms of quality, design, product, prices, and also standing by your own product, that you guarantee that this is what consumer will be expecting. And so that's my take on marketing via social media for those small businesses. Obviously I added corporates small takes on it, but what do y'all think? You know, let me know what you think down in the comments. And so I do read comments, and the more comments, maybe the more insight that actually give me some ideas. All right, now this topic is, I'm very intrigued by it. Okay, so LVMH, who is a big conglomerate, stands for Moet, actually Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy. I think that's how you pronounce it. They are one of the biggest corporate brand that you have never heard of, and I'll tell you why. Obviously the first two words gave it away. It's Louis Vuitton, right? Let me just talk about fashion brands here. So they own Sephora, they own obviously Louis Vuitton, they own Marc Jacobs, they own Kenzo, they own Givenchy, they own Fendi, they own Dior, they own Celine, they own Berluti. So that just tells you how much this brand is carrying and how much this brand owns a lot of subsidiaries. And that's crazy. Basically, yes, these brands are subsidiary, but you wouldn't think so because a lot of these brands are competing against one another. But in the end, this big conglomerate company is making money off of these smaller brands. But let me just talk about something to the topic, okay? So they recently bought out, or actually bought the majority stake of the luggage company RIMOWA for $716 million. $716 million. I actually think that's not a lot. I actually think that's quite cheap. Maybe I'm thinking Tumi is actually, it has a higher cost, but I would not think so because I think RIMOWA is a better name and brand than Tumi. Yes, Tumi to me is much more commercialized, but when you think of RIMOWA is just a luxury luggages, as in terms of brand reputation is much higher than Tumi. And so LVMH bought the majority stake of RIMOWA. So chairman, I'm sorry, Alexander Arnault, who is the son of LVMH chairman Bernard Arnault, will will become the co-chief executive officer of RIMOWA. So let's see, these are the quotations. I got these from Business of Fashion. Okay, so they say LVMH is looking for brands that have heritage and unique position, said Mario Ortelli. And they said they know when they acquire these brands they can accelerate their development. I'm not really sure what that means. So they said RIMOWA, whose designs are based on fuselage of the first metallic aircraft, has grown to sales at a pace of 20% per annual 20% annually over the past 2 years. So basically, RIMOWA is famous for luggage, especially their tough luggages. Okay, but right now RIMOWA sees themselves as a luxury luggages, meaning you'd be, if you buy RIMOWA, you'd wanna be cautious when it comes to checking in your RIMOWA. Okay, and they said that it has a unique positioning. I'm not really sure what that means, because one, they're a luggage company. That's what consumers think of them. Not only that, they're, in terms of brand awareness, they're not as strong as Tumi. And brand position, unique positioning, what are they unique for? Is it luggages? Is it carry-on? Is it check-in? Is it luxury luggage? I mean, isn't that where Tumi is there for? I mean, even Louis Vuitton also sells luggages, and Louis Vuitton made a name off of that, off of trunks and luggages. Same with Goyard. And so I really don't know what it means. Now, do I think because of this majority stake bought out, is RIMOWA is doing better? I think so. I think RIMOWA is growing, but I think LVMH is telling themselves, you know what? I see, in terms of trends, in terms of profit growth, RIMOWA is actually growing. So let's buy him out right now. So at the same time, when they do starts to grow, we'll actually also make more money. So that's what I think was in the business decision when they were buying out RIMOWA. And they also said that so it will be an interesting development for the group. I'm not really sure what that means. Again, I think Louis Vuitton just did a collaboration with Mark Newson with their luggages, so I think that will probably compete. But then again, they are a big conglomerate, and as you can tell, they own Kenzo, Fendi. They all compete ones against another, and so that's why they're probably trying to add another brand to it so they could be versatile, expand their businesses, and again make more money. But in this case, I don't see the advantage. I guess the only advantage I see is when they see RIMOWA's growth rate is actually increasing. That's the only business decision that I can understand, which is more money. Which, again, in terms of branding, adding another brand to them is something that I just do not understand. But then again, they are a business out to make money. So that was my take of LVMH buying RIMOWA, or the majority stake of RIMOWA. Now the last topic I want to talk about is probably going to affect a lot of us in the future, which is direct to consumer, DTC, which means factory once product from the factory sold direct to consumer, meaning no middleman, meaning you don't have to buy it from the department store. The department store is the middleman. So we got Everlane, right? Check them out at everlane.com. I'm a member. I don't get any points off of them, but they're basically have an online store, and they do have a small pop-up shop store at San Francisco. But check them out, everlane.com, and they produce goods in China. They properly show the steps of how they sell. So basically, they design in San Francisco, They have it produced on a factory, and they show the factory, they show the factory name. Once that's being produced, it ships to San Francisco at Everlane or wherever their warehouse is, and then they sell it direct to consumer. Meaning there's no middleman, it's the brand company's production and the brand company's product. So what does that actually means? Meaning the cost of the product will be less. Not only that, they break down how much materials are cost, how much is it being sold, how much its production, and how much is being shipped. And then obviously they gotta have their profits in there. And so you see how they think of the price or how they price their items. So there's a duffel bag there which costs I think $90 to $100. Normally they said it should be priced around $200 if there was a middleman, or there's another retail store, or if you're a higher brand, if you have a brand reputation. But basically from the factory to you. So that's great. Not only that, if you're gonna do this, which I think Everlane is doing, is that they disclose the quality of the materials, and I'm glad they do, because it seems like they are producing their items with good quality good quality materials, such as the duffel bag, genuine leather handles, denim, wax canvas, or it could be a water resistant twill. No, water repellent twill, I'm sorry. And that's great. They also have cashmere sweaters, and cashmere sweaters are not cheap, but in this case, since they don't have to go through middlemen or department stores, they can bring down their prices much cheaper. And so again, that will affect you as a consumer, because the cost of buying these goods when you are shopping is actually much lower. Not only that, you know where it's coming from. It's not like where they don't disclose it. Obviously you have to do some research, but Everlane already does this for you. Now there are other brands that does this too, okay? So they're not the only one. There are others such as Spigen, who's a maker of mobile smartphone cases, and other brands too. And so they're taking out the middleman, so they're bringing the cost down so they can purchase it to you at a lower or reasonable price. Every consumer will be affected. Not only that, since most of their items are being sold online, the only bad thing is you don't get to see the actual product. But at least that when you do get it, you can judge it for yourself, and if you think everything seems to be correct and the quality is great, then as a consumer, I'm a consumer too, then I think that is absolutely great. It's a great business model to have, especially in this day and age where everybody wants to know where their product comes from. They want to be socially responsible, they want to be ethical, and also the ethics and discipline as a brand, and also where you are producing your product. Since it is overseas, you gotta have a fair treatment of your workers. So that is my take of the direct consumer. And so that concludes the 13th edition of Mr. Informal podcast. I hope you all enjoy it, learn something. Again, this podcast will also be posted in my blog. Check it out at mrinformal.com. If you have any comments, let me know. If you have any questions too, let me know. I will answer it because I do read comments. All right, I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.